with it. That's the Dignitas guys, if you've spent any time with them, they're so chilled. They're just really enjoyable lads who just want to kind of enjoy winning. When they lose, they don't get as down as other teams do. But when they win, they're a pleasure to be around. And that's infectious. That will translate through into this second map. The calm and confident nature that they'll have going into this. And particularly if you roll back the clock to that first map, so many of them had individual rounds where they were really strong. So many of them can look at rounds where they got a 2-fer or a 3-fer and pick themselves up the win that they that the team needed that round. Slow this time from the HellRaisers side. They've barely left spawn. Now they're ready to make their push in towards the A site. It's all coming now. Device double grenade gets in on the action. cajunb with the third grenade frag of the round. AdreN does get himself a kill as he picks off FeTish before he goes down. But the grenades did the damage. They charged in under that A arch and they got massacred.
That is not the start any HellRaisers fans would be wanting right now. You do not want to give any sort of glimmer of hope to Team Dignitas after such a storming first map. To give them even just a slight hope, like, okay guys, you've already got a good advantage here. Picking up the first pistol, you're probably going to get 2 rounds off the back of it, unless maybe HellRaisers get a bomb plant here and a couple of picks to invest early. This is dangerous time, so we are seeing another pretty much all in, it looks, towards the A site, coming out from the T side of HellRaisers. A good couple of flashes, smokes coming out, and we know these guys love doing this, getting that full setup going. This is what suits them as a team, and we'll be seeing those coming over as soon as they're ready to. It does seem as though the go time is now. Let's see how these land, actually. Oh, the intricacy is absolutely unbelievable. The smokes are now coming down. FeTish completely pushed away from this, but we are seeing Dignitas nevertheless pick up the kills. Device onto Angel. dupreeh finding one, but AdreN has broken through. But look at the HP. They've been just chipped away at constantly. Device coming around as well. And no matter how smooth the setup and the execution, which was beautiful, may I add, doesn't give them the kills. So dupreeh, the only man to really fall in that round for Team Dignitas. 2 rounds back-to-back, and I don't think we're going to see any early investment from the T side.
Yeah, nice try there from HellRaisers.
Yes.
But ultimately to no avail. They're going to buy up 1 flash with AdreN, who is leading the scoreboard here for the HellRaisers side. In fact, the only one to have gotten kills for HellRaisers in these opening 2 rounds. The 2 of them that he has. And that's going to not bode well for him, because yesterday he was running at 0.5% ratio, and now today on that first map he was about 0.25%. Hasn't been a good trip to Katowice for him. Shipnix will rattle off a few shots down long, and actually he's we'll soon see some action there. markeloff and AdreN are making their way there to be joined kucher and Dosia, so Shipnix jumping for joy like a young schoolgirl, but now about to get angry and violent like a militiaman, as he will jump up, keeps the joy, but here we go. Here comes the anger as FeTish gets himself the frag onto Angel. cajunb picks himself up the next, and Dignitas will clean sweep. Oh, AdreN gets himself the frag. Wrote them off before they got it. There you go. Dignitas will clean sweep the conversion into a 3-round conversion off the pistol round, and the schoolgirl that Shipnix was is now balanced out.
So, to my eyes now, I want to see what the comfortable setup for this round will be for HellRaisers. We know they're so dependent on those smokes and those flashes and their fully stratted out execution. 3-2 split so far. Dosia, Angel, and markeloff leaving the bomb by spawn. kucher and AdreN quite far back as well. cajunb has got the upped hand. A couple of FAMAS is still in mix, not fully going into this one with the M4s, the CTs. And an interesting start. Dosia seems to be making his way below, and this could really catch out cajunb and a couple of other players. This could spell trouble. If the timing's not right, they are in real danger. cajunb does back away in time, and Dosia will not be around to get the peak there. So FeTish still keeping eyes on mid, and as X-Ray does show you, Dosia was very close to that situation. Still, the difference a couple of seconds can make. cajunb now fully safely back, going to be 300 beat, and he's so fluid with his movement. He's not, just being static like some of the ops we've seen so far. He is absolutely everywhere. FeTish just taking his time. And they're not afraid to get aggressive, Dignitas. They're happy to push up, but Angel could just catch him off guard here, and there we go. There's the first kill coming in. Angel picks up FeTish. Good start for the HellRaisers. That's what they needed. Dosia now looks for the follow-up, does not get it through towards A, however. But the bomb, keep your eyes on that minimap, is up by B. If they're going to force the rotate out of Xyp9x, they're in a good spot. Dosia now swings back around, as does Angel. AdreN can come in and watch the rotate, but Xyp9x still needs to hold on to this. He's pretty much alone for the next couple of seconds. Finally has backup in the form of cajunb. Xyp9x now can push up a little bit. Getting their faces, but the bomb is down and ticking. This is good for the T-side, but Xyp9x finds markeloff. Kucher replies. Dosia chimes in with one for himself on the dupreeh, and cajunb is running the hell away for now. I don't think he's going to be coming back into this one, and I think that is a lovely turn of events for HellRaisers. Played it very slowly and carefully, actually. I quite like that, and actually AdreN could be in a good spot to pick up at least one kill on the way out. I think he's not too far away from cajunb, to be fair. Device is fairly surrounded as well. He could be in trouble, but does get the drop onto Angel at least, so you might just be able to retain that. I lied, Kucher finds him, but cajunb replies. So, all in all, good round for HellRaisers. Maybe not as clean as they'd have wanted, but well played nevertheless.
Who cares about clean when you one map down? Get that round on the board and get happy. Yep. As Pharrell Williams plays in the background. Dignitas need to make sure that they don't allow their opponents to build up any form of momentum in this game. They have confidence. They have probably an opponent who went away at halftime and probably yelled at each other a fair bit. So they need to make sure that they are maximizing upon the angst that should exist in their opponents, as Trance is in the house.
We love Trance. He's a good guy.
We wait to see the HellRaisers side on their T side of Mirage. From what we've seen, they've rushed in on the 4 rounds that we had. They rushed into A1 round. The other rounds, they've always sat deep. They've always waited to see whether they can do some damage, largely to Xyp9x, the B holder, and just see whether they can get a pick, whether there's an opening there, whether there's anything for it. If it doesn't happen, that doesn't rule out anything else. It doesn't rule out a complete full rotation over towards A. They're just happy to utilize the first kind of 30, 40 seconds for finding a random pick. And that was said random pick. As FeTish was trying to pull his way back in towards one of the bomb sites, he got countered by Angel there. AdreN gets himself the next headshot, drops onto dupreeh, and this non-committal move from the HellRaisers may raise a lot of issues for a psychiatrist, but for the scoreboard, it's looking very, very good. They've got only 2 men left to find. They've got 5 players up. AdreN finally downed as cajunb will pick him off, and there's Angel in for his 2nd or 3rd frag of the round, and will pick him off. It's Xyp9x or bust for Dignitas here. He's 1 on 3, and he's going to sit at the back of that B site and just hope to save out his weapon. Good round from HellRaisers without really, making any kind of... They let Dignitas make the decisions for them in that one.
Certainly did, and they played it very well. markeloff in the end will be finding Xyp9x, so they've taken down the entirety of Dignitas, got the bomb plant. Very well played. Now, I'm trying to remember back to, yesterday's games with HellRaisers, and I'm not sure they're all that strong on the T side. I think the CT side, they started to really flourish, so maybe Dignitas need to kind of reevaluate things here, but they are going to be just onto a pistol. I'm getting the Joe rounds. If any of you used to watch the Raid Call EMS ones back in the day, it was the Joe rounds whenever you get stuck with an eco, so it does seem as though the CTs will be on that. But to be fair, we've seen a lot of ecos kind of swinging both ways around, so obviously full AK, fully stacked T side, and a lot of CTs looking for maybe a pistol or a gun here to be able to be picked up. And actually, Device has found one, as has cajunb. Dignitas, I doubted them for a second, and that's what I get. So 2 guns possibly now in the hands of the CT side, or at least on the ground, as Dosia suddenly has to get himself back, and the bomb being left at spawn is going to be another issue to be dealt with. But AdreN not too far away from some players as well. He's not going to go down to the same mistakes as Kucher and Angel. He finds Device. So 4v3. dupreeh does have that gun, and I'm kind of curious where dupreeh is playing. They've left him almost solo on A at the moment. Bomb is, however, swinging over towards that B site. So we'll see if markeloff, Dosia, and AdreN can pull off anything here. 45 seconds left. They certainly have the time for it. but Zipnix is getting right into the apartments, and if he doesn't overextend here, he could be in a really great spot. markeloff has just got a glimpse, but the slither of a player is wisping away from me. He can't catch up in time, dropping out the nades, knowing he'd have dropped down, but Zipnix still stands, and this is buying time. This is making the calls. This is getting the other players coming through. cajunb does the damage towards the AdreN. He does it again. This is big from cajunb. Bring it just down to Dosia. 1v2. This is incredible play from Team Dignitas, turning this game on its head already. Can they do more? Yes, they can. There comes dupreeh, and that was a big turnaround. That was exactly what Team Dignitas wanted to do.
Fantastic play from them, and that's what you get for calling it a Joe
Yeah,
round.
I did. That's karma. I'll take that. At least I didn't do it. I'll eat my hat if they pull this off, because I'm sure there's a hat that still needs to be eaten by you at some point.
At some point. Get that taco hat with guacamole in it. 4-2 Dignitas. Great round from them, and that kind of highlighted the plight that HellRaisers have found themselves in. A round that they really shouldn't have lost. Undone by great individual play. Can say I was pretty harsh on AdreN in the first map. He's on a 5-to-6 ratio now. He's got he's the top fragger for the HellRaisers side. He's having a much better second map, and that can often just be the positioning that you get lumbered with on a certain map, whether you see action, whether it's one you actually enjoy playing or whatnot. It's the nades exchange, and we've seen this A push once before from HellRaisers. It didn't work last time. How's it going to fare this time around that they have weapons? First frag comes to markeloff, drops FeTish. It's going to be dupreeh with a lot of action the moment that smoke clears. Finds frag number one, retreats to not reveal his position, sees a flying player, gets him. It's Dosia that got swatted. AdreN in the end took down dupreeh. cajunb rattles off a shot and connects onto AdreN. Nice work from Dignitas here. Despite being blinded, we're able to get 3 frags amongst the action, and now have turned it to a one-man. It's cajunb who's got 3, it's dupreeh who got 2. Dignitas individually excellent.
Brilliant play from those guys, really coming up big. And let's see, cajunb with that AWP doing the job, sitting on 11-3. I do want to actually check on the scoreboard. I haven't really paid much attention to it for once. Normally I'm glued to this, but at the top, cajunb, Device, dupreeh, Zipnix, and FeTish. FeTish been very quiet so far, 2-4. They were so happy with his new addition, and haven't really seen him quite get into that plateau yet. But still, early days in this game, or this map at least. As we are seeing just 1 AK with Dosia with head armor, the rest are solely on pistols. And I haven't seen this kind of strat in a long time, but let's see if they can make it work. markeloff on his own by B, Dosia, kucher down by A, and cajunb prowling around mid. Nade will come out. Should have found AdreN then, and it did take him down actually. cajunb doing great work here actually. Really glad to see this man really stepping up when it matters. But the bomb, in the meantime, has made its way over towards the A bomb site, if I can talk, with the 3 members. But will it commit? Angel's taking the long way around through the apartment, so another couple of seconds on our hands. The clock will be running down. Device with a stunning shot, finding Dosia's head and plucking it off of his shoulders. And markeloff will reply to FeTish, but still it's tit for tat, but not all that in favor to the T side, as markeloff's been caught by dupreeh in mid, and now kucher and Angel, the last 2 standing, and the AK came into no effect as Device will find the rainbow. Another solid round on the board for Team Dignitas. Yep,
cleared that one out quite happily, and they're up 6-2, and this is looking very, very good from Dignitas. They took Dust 2 with some ease, and they've started Hero Mirage in similar fashion. And I remember a time at DreamHack Winter where their strength was really there to see. I think it was Titan they were playing, and they were coming back every time. They were giving Titan no easy rounds. I think they eventually lost to them as in that tournament, but it was a phenomenal game, and you saw the potential there. You saw why Dignitas picked them up, and maybe now we'll see whether they've got the ability to go one step further in this tournament and get themselves into the top rankings, because they look good.
Yeah,
and if we look at, well, we'll see some action here as cajunb will see some loving from markeloff. markeloff takes down FeTish and will be returned by dupreeh with a headshot onto AdreN, and we trade frags here. We've lost Angel and AdreN though for the Ukrainian side. Dosia levels it up, and markeloff will give the man advantage to HellRaisers. Here we go. Dosia catches cajunb coming through the hole, and that leaves just Zipnix 1 on 3. 2 of them on lowish health, and Zipnix a man that can, but this is not an easy play for him going in towards that A site. Zipnik's probably just going to look for some exit, make this expensive. There won't be much money in that HellRaiser bank account, and he will try to stop it. But he's going to go all the way in as he nades out towards the back. Kucher is going to see they come back round through the CT spawn side, and he may have to decide at some point along the way that he just can't get this. But he doesn't know the word no. And he picks himself up another frag, drops Kucher. He's going to go for the defuse. He's got 3 seconds left to go. Dosia, oh, he's just pulled off it at the wrong time. Got the kill on the Dosia, but Zipnik's, it could have been so much more. So close, yet so far away from Zipnik's. And he'll help himself to a hat trick, but kick himself for not getting the bomb defuse.
How frustrating. Obviously, we get the joy of having X-Ray on. Obviously, he doesn't know that the guy's not going to call his bluff then. He could have just gone all the way through on that, I almost feel. And, oh, that... we've already had one beautiful full defuse to, yesterday it was in the smoke. I was about to say 2 days in a row. I don't think we'd be that lucky, but still.
That was against... that was HellRaisers as well,
yeah.
Against Reason.
Incredible stuff. So, HellRaisers, certainly not out of it yet. The first map is still in the hands of Team Dignitas, so got to bear that in mind that HellRaisers need to pick up this map and then the next if they want anything to do with this. We are seeing finally a little bit of an all-in strat coming out from the T side, and actually the one thing I'm noticing with Dignitas, they're not allowing them to set up so comfortably. cajunb will happily push down with the AWP, and normally, the T side of HellRaisers have that time to set up with their smokes, their flashes, their grenades. It's what made them so, just poignant when they hit that B site before, but Dignitas not really letting them rest on their laurels here. So 6-3 current scoreline. You can tell as to why. At the moment, the only player really damaged for Dignitas is Zipnik's, taking a little bit of fire, but Dosia as well, getting chunked down too. So slower start thing for HellRaisers. 45 seconds left here, but they haven't lost a player yet, but they are looking like they want to at least fake out a little bit with Dosia now pushing in. The spray down does come from Zipnik's, but to little to no avail, and flashes now do start actually doing the job as cajunb has found Dosia amongst all that smoke. And the rest of the T side may be considering their options here. Galil in the hand of Angel, a couple of AKs spread around. It's not the fullest stack I've seen coming out yet. And Zipnik's just spots out Angel. Angel will find it, but cajunb, that's going to make 2 for him this round. He's in the perfect spot here. They've not split anyone through that little short way in. And now B will be slowly but surely engulfed by the T side as cajunb adjusting device, getting into the crossfire. The bomb is down for the PT players as now AdreN has found dupreeh, but there's FeTish coming in strong. And device pushes in as well, finds kucher. One man standing, it's just AdreN. 1v2, 1v1. He's got the first. We doubted this man, but can he shut us up? He's got to, as has cajunb. Who is going to get the triple kill here? Bomb ticking. cajunb needs to make his move. AdreN's got the a little bit of a joy of time on his side. That bomb is going to be ticking faster and faster, and cajunb knows it. He's making his move, but to be fair, oh my god, he did know how much he tagged in them, and well played to AdreN, playing the time perfectly, and that's a relieved look inside.
It is. Dignitas will be fuming, because that's another round they should have had. The scoreboard should read 8-2, but instead it reads 6-4, and that gives HellRaisers reason for optimism. AdreN using his experience there, now leading the board with 9 frags for his team, 4 clear of the next man, who is Dosia and markeloff. So lovely work from them. Still money in the bank for Dignitas. That's the one thing that they will look at in this next round. They only have to save the once, which will be this round, and they'll be back at them next. But good work from HellRaisers. They pulled this all the way back. And they did win an eco earlier, so let's see what they can do here as push comes in towards that B site. Reinforcements coming from Dignitas ASAP as AdreN and kucher mow down 2, and the HellRaisers have got that B site locked down. And this eco conversion should be theirs. So HellRaisers not giving this one up without a fight.
No. Unbelievable. And I just want to point out something. The faith they had to literally, when they jumped into that site, to look complete opposite ways and hope the other player was actually covering them off was unbelievable. So, you know what? Credit to them for pulling this back and still having that much faith in each other, even after losing quite drastically on the first map. And a couple of players not having the best of performances yet. Still, there they are, still fighting.
As George Michael says, you've got to have faith.
I was just letting that soak in. Don't you worry. I'm a big fan of George. I miss casting these, Stuart. It's always a unique pleasure. 65 in the scoreline. HellRaisers kicking it up a gear here, really, and it was so subtle that no one really noticed it, but now Dignitas are only 1 round ahead here. And Dosia still with a Galil in the hands as well. Not the ideal setup, but I'm sure he can work with it. We've got 2 Famises in the mix for Dignitas, so that in the hands of Xyp9x and FeTish. We are seeing the T side. A little bit of a weird mixture. 2 down towards mid, 3 focused towards A. FeTish switching things up here because those smokes have come in on towards that A site, and we are seeing a bit of a movement coming out. AdreN now pushing through on mid. They're all slowly but surely converging on this A side. Device lays in wait. FeTish has found one, but AdreN quickly avenges, and now brought back to a 4v4. T-side still not fully committed, but here we go. Dosia finds dupreeh. It is now go time, surely. A couple of flashes coming in, but Dignitas are ready and waiting. There's cajunb finding Dosia. Doesn't get the follow-up onto markeloff, and the T-side can continue getting to the site, and they're being cautious, though. They're not just flooding in. They're not being hap-handed. They're being clinical and methodical, and it's working. 30 seconds left. AdreN finds device. And now we are seeing 3 players on the site, and those 3 players will get the round.
Can't help but feel that Xyp9x with any other gun than a Famis in that position might have done more damage. But that's 4 rounds in a row for the HellRaisers side. Pulled it back to a tie game, and they are going to be feeling mighty confident at this point, forcing another save from Dignitas. And now have the realistic opportunity of going in at the half, leading. We've got 3 rounds left to go in this half. It's to be a save from Dignitas, and if HellRaisers can put together some a great run going into the half, that first map can be very quickly forgotten. There was a point in this game at 6-2 when I was starting to look at the brackets and say, well, the winner of this will face the winner of NIP and complexity, but sod the brackets. This game is not decided yet. As thus far on Dignitas' eco round, they've been unable to really make a scratch on their Ukrainian flagged opponents. And we must point out again, AdreN now up to 17 kills. 17 kills. Next person on his team, 6. Really rolling back the years here, AdreN, on this second map, and you know, shutting up tall British casters who may have questioned his inclusion in this team.
At least that excludes me from that point.
Why, are you not tall?
No.
Great play from them. High fives all round, and the HellRaisers side will take the lead at 7-6.
This is exactly what I was waiting to see. When were HellRaisers going to turn up? And it may have taken some time. The first map, they were barely present, I feel. This time, they're slowly getting there now, and these back-to-back rounds, you can see the looks on Dignitas' faces. It's worn down that grin that once was there, and we are seeing a bit of an all-in coming out from the T-side. I'm waiting to see these smokes and flashes being lined up here, which have been so damn good. And most of markeloff's deep smokes will be coming through as well. Xyp9x, however, is ready, and we know that cajunb likes to get aggressive. They like to halt them early on. And the flashes are coming through. AdreN already on the side, does find Xyp9x. cajunb does reply, but that's only AdreN down. He's been a key player, but there's still 4 very dangerous men still standing. And Angel holding the rotate, beautifully done, does find device. cajunb still kicking, however. That's 2 for him. cajunb, that's 3. cajunb is on fire right now. The bomb is still down, though. Kucher and markeloff still alive. That's Kucher finding FeTish there, so defending his site, leaving just cajunb and dupreeh to do the damage. Here we go, markeloff's onto dupreeh. Last man alive is cajunb. This has to be an ace if he wants to. He missed the money shot, goes back in with a pistol, not gonna happen. Kucher denies, and another solid round on the board for HellRaisers.
Big round. It all kicked off with AdreN at the beginning, getting that first frag. That was what opened things up. And what's interesting is if you look at AdreN, you drop down before that last round, before markeloff got those kills. If it wasn't for AdreN, the next 3 highest fraggers on the map were Dignitas players. That shows you.
That's a big impact.
Now, you can argue there's a big percentage of those that are eco kills, yes, but you got to take them. And good play from them. And Dignitas are on a 3 Famas buy here, which does start well for them. They get themselves a frag onto Angel, and they'll look to try and make this halftime deficit as small as possible. And it's a big difference, to state the obvious. It's a big difference to go in 8-7 versus 9-6. And Let's see what we get. Grenades pass one another in the sky. FeTish has taken a fair whack of damage. Whoa, markeloff picks off Xyp9x. Beautiful stuff from him. And now HellRaisers will level us back up, and markeloff extends his kind regards to Xyp9x. And that, with him being down, has left Dignitas a little unsure, because markeloff then pulled all the way back. They're going to move him over in through the house up towards A, and that gives them a great opportunity now. Device is going to rotate around the back to look at T-Spawn and say, is anyone really interested in B? And once he realizes that the answer is no, he'll sandwich round through T-Spawn, and that means FeTish can move, but the attack may come too quickly for that. The flashes have held them up, and those flashes have bought the 5 seconds needed to get more CT bodies in towards the site, because here come HellRaisers as they push in cajunb. Bama's headshot gets the first man. Dignitas then lose the following 2. Device stops the right onto Dosia, but dupreeh's down and out for the count, and it's Device that's going to have to hit a hat-trick here against markeloff and kucher. First man down! markeloff gets it, and it's 9-6, and the HellRaisers side, having once been down by 6 rounds to 2, finish off the round with 7 straight rounds in a row. Great stuff from the HellRaisers. They're fighting for their lives here in Poland. Let's see whether they can keep it.
And I've got to say, that last round, Device was so damn key there. Coming around the back, sadly, couldn't do the job. markeloff once again stepping up and doing the damage. You see the angel on your screen there. Still looks quite cheerful. They don't look too stressed. They're actually looking quite happy for once. Normally it's this very stoic face going on. There's no smiles there, but clearly happy with what they've done on that T side. I think people may argue they're a stronger CT-sided team as well. So this may really play into their favor, but yet to be seen. Whereas Dignitas don't look as cheerful, let's say, as they did at the very start of this. Obviously, a bit of a rude awakening, but each team to their own. Some teams come in hot off the bat. They don't need that little bit of a warm-up. They don't need much of that, but it's a new atmosphere, new stage, new crowd, new sounds. Obviously, they've got these headsets on, but you're going to hear something. It's not the same as being sat right behind the back with little to no distractions. Here, there's everything going on. They've got a huge crowd in front of them. The caliber of players on HellRaisers, I don't think it's going to affect them as much as maybe some of the newer ones on Dignitas, but Dignitas seemed to be a little bit hotter to come into this one. They seemed very warmed up, very, up for this immediately, whereas HellRaisers were kind of warmed into this. Dust 2 was a shadow of what they're doing now.
Well, Device was really geeing on the crowd in that first map. Whenever they picked him around, he was egging the crowd on to go back to what my good friend Charles was saying, that when you're on that stage, you feel 10 years younger. You feel like you can fly. And it's interesting. It's phenomenal to see the effect that can have on people. CS players haven't experienced that in a wee while. If you haven't been in that DreamHack final, then you haven't been on a stage with fans screaming for you. And now we're back in that type of a realm. And let's see, there's the...
Wow.
Look at FeTish in the middle, like CS playing Thomas Gravison, ready to lead his Dignitas side into battle once more. As we get away for the pistol round, and HellRaisers have the wind in their sails. It's going to be a big push, and there are going to be 3 HellRaisers players there. Dosia, the first of those 3 to see action, and he gets his head just chopped off. It's rolling around on the floor somewhere down there as dupreeh gets himself the kill. Next one will come in, and dupreeh will have himself the second one. It's a danger man, AdreN. Xyp9x in on the action as well. They're looking for kucher. If they finish him off, there may well be the round, and it is. Dignitas start the second half like they need to.
And I think they did. That was brute force coming in then. There was nothing pretty, no fancy work in that one. That was literally, we want this round, we are going to take it. And that's exactly what they did there. Really well played. And let's bear in mind, if all things go to usual effect, it's going to be 2 more rounds back to back. And I think we might be having a pause here, actually. Yeah, there we go. We've got the hand up in the air. That's Dignitas calling for a pause.
Look at that wave. That's just some guy waving to be on camera. Hi, Mom.
Hey. I want to see the banner coming up, like the Kappa thing. I saw a grey face banner, and there's a lot of Twitch emotes just kind of like flooding into the crowd here, which I like. I like a good Kappa. It's good. I'm hoping when I tab out, there's going to be Kappa all the way down Twitch chat. It always makes that. Or, like, Bible Thump is underused as an emoticon. People don't realise how good it is, but still, yes, we are in a pause.
Lauren Pansy Scott making a stand against Twitch emotes.
Yeah, what a surprise. What a surprise. I'm not included on the ESL ones. Like, if you look through it, we've got our own custom ones. I'm not there.
How do you get a custom ESL emoticon?
apparently when you work for them, but...
No, I mean, how does a viewer get one in chat? How does that work?
You have to subscribe to the ESL TV channels, any one of them. It works on all of our channels, not just the CS one.
How many channels do you have?
Oh, loads. Twitch, you know, are so kind to us. They are truly supportive, and they've helped us become what we are today, obviously, vice versa. But we are back in the game, so Dignitas' focused faces are back on, and we are seeing them now, obviously, running off the back of that great initial pistol. Got an interesting buy coming out from HellRaisers. Hopefully we can go back in game production, because things are happening, guns are being shot, and FeTish is frowning drastically. And
oh, now we get pictures of them.
There's moving pictures in game of them, don't you worry. But you look at that, that's when they were happy. Now they're not so happy. So it's this contrasting thing. It's very artsy. And thank God it's been a slow round. Let's be honest here. They haven't done too much. So AdreN and markeloff running with shotguns. I'm okay with it. But, you know, fairly normal kind of mixed up by there. Actually, a lot of AKs in the mix. They're not messing around. They go for the rifles. They aren't kind of going for the in-betweens here. I don't blame them. They got the bomb down and they did well for themselves. Why not? But the A site is still looking quite dangerous. Obviously, kucher and markeloff both there. We've got Dosia roaming in between. AdreN just tucking himself in a corner with that shotgun, as Device has found kucher and breaking through it. Just brute force them over those P90s. You might as well do it. There's nothing pretty about it, but it does the job anyway. As we do see markeloff finally getting a kill, but it's now just going to be AdreN. Very easy round for Dignitas there. It was a little bit fast and loose, but did the job, and Dignitas are closing that gap.
Yes, excellent work from Dignitas. They picked up pistol and they converted it once. Let's see if they can convert it twice as they push through. There you go. There's the Kappa.
Kappa.
And except for the one guy who says this cast is horrible. Well, we love you too. We love you too. Come on.
GG.
Tell us your problem, son. Lauren and I are here for you.
We deeply care.
Wow, you couldn't have said that more sarcastically if you tried. That's disgraceful. I was really open arms to that poor chap who hates us. And you were just... Now I see why. I take it back. You're right to hate us. Frags coming in here. FeTish, cajunb will pick up 3. Angel did get himself one back, but it's only AdreN and markeloff. Sorry, it's only Angel and markeloff that are standing, and they ain't standing anymore. It's 9-9 as Dignitas convert the pistol round into 3, and the first buy round of this second half for HellRaisers will be a beauty.
They've got to get this one in the bag. You know, this is where it comes down to. You know, they had a great first half. They struggled at the beginning, then they warmed up. They started to get these rounds, and they started to, you know, cause real trouble for Dignitas. But the way Dignitas have just evened this so swiftly. You know, obviously the impact of a pistol round is huge. Let's not, you know, undercall that. But it's an interesting start here. 4 players for the T side looking towards the A side. FeTish being one of them. Obviously going to be facing off against AdreN in a moment's time. And the counter flashes to absolutely to a T from AdreN, just holding them back in place. dupreeh now is left out on a bit of a limb here. No support inside, but it doesn't matter. He's still fighting hard. Takes down markeloff. There is another player on site. That will be AdreN, but kucher's the one's causing most of the trouble. Takes down Device. 2 now stand for the CT side. Just kucher and Dosia up against the 3 of the T players, whose execution was a little bit hit and miss, but they made it work. And cajunb now making his way in. Do they go for the A site? 59 seconds, they don't have to here. There's only 2 players left. They can outnumber, but can they outplay? Kucher with that AWP, Dosia as well. Bomb is going down. You can hear the AWP rattling off, but not finding anyone as kucher is eyeing up where cajunb is, but no need. Look at these crossfires, set up so well. Each player covered off, and Dosia has been caught a glimpse of. He's going to be still alive by a whisker on 3 HP, and there we have it, really calmly played out by Dignitas then. And you can see that it does mean the world to these guys. They've got the round that they needed on the board, the harder fought one. Fair play to them.
Yeah, good work from them, and G'ing up the crowd with them as well. Really, really powerful stuff. I enjoy to see that kind of camaraderie up on stage. I enjoy to see people who are just clearly enjoying their game. And what a lovely sentiment that is, as Dignitas will push through. They've forced an eco, of course, from the HellRaisers side, and with only 1 flash from Angel, you can expect them to probably go. Well, I was going to say you can expect them to go 4 or 5 men deep into 1 site, flash to try and create an opening and see where they go from there. But they haven't actually. They've sent cajunb round, and sorry, they sent AdreN forward, and cajunb is going to sit there. It did push up a long way from B actually with 3 players, but dupreeh's going to push in now, get himself to frag into Dosia. markeloff follows off, and the Dignitas side are now mowing down the HellRaisers 1 by 1, and they will re-establish a 2-round advantage, and they've now won 5 in a row on the second half.
Now, let's bear in mind here, Dignitas picked up the first map. So this could be all over very soon if, you know, HellRaisers don't actually step up here, which is, it's quite sad to see because they looked so formidable. When they got into the swing of things, they looked like an incredible bunch of players that they are. It's not like they're not this team that can do well, but at the moment, they're just being outgunned, outplayed, and outdone, and well, let's see if it's going to happen again. Big spread from the T side. You can see on the minimap, they are absolutely everywhere. cajunb, dupreeh with a very quick push through mid. Where is the pressure coming in? There was no one, but finally Angel playing from the site does pick him up. So they're not going for the initial peaks, it seems, HellRaisers. They're just kind of locking down very small angles, which, if it works, who am I going to judge? But kucher there, holding a slither of a peak towards that B push if anyone did decide to go for it. But we are seeing the likes of FeTish very much surrounded by AdreN, Angel, and markeloff, all by the A side. Device and Xyp9x join him as well. Let's see how this one's good. Oh, that Molotov come in perfectly, taking down markeloff. And now AdreN does seem to fall to the same fate almost, as we are seeing the T side holding the numbers here. But kucher and Dosia substantially better health than the vast majority of the opponents. But the bomb is down and ticking by the A side. 3v2. Make it a 2v2 as kucher will find FeTish. Dosia now edging with that AWP. Kucher as well from the side. You are seeing the bullets coming towards them. T-side really digging in deep. They are not peeking for the life of them. But there we go. Kucher finds a pixel. Takes down Device. But can he follow up? Can he get the next? Him and Xyp9x does it. Beautifully played. And Dignitas are not letting this one go. They are going all the way here.
Xyp9x delivered a huge double frag there at the end. He had no right to get it.
No.
They had him locked. They knew exactly where he was. He was hiding behind a box. A box. And yet he was able to finish off the job. Nice work, Xyp9x. Nice work, Dignitas. 12-9 the score. And they find themselves in the driving seat, needing just 4 more rounds for victory. But HellRaisers in that round made it much more uncomfortable. And until they win a round, the money system now is just going to keep them flush, as they will wade out this Dignitas side. Dignitas get themselves the first frag. It's Device who's dropped Angel in the middle of the map just before that B entrance. And he'll hold back, and the Dignitas side just happy to play passive. I think they were a little bit unsure what they might face from HellRaisers going into this next round. Having won so many in a row, they wondered whether HellRaisers might try a rush, might try something just to mix it up. Didn't happen, and now they can sit somewhat safe that they're going up against a standard stack on one or another bomb site. Bomb is with Device, and he's over up at B with cajunb. But the flashes are all coming in at A from both sides. The attack is moving in from A, whilst Device slowly meanders in towards the B side on the other side. markeloff and AdreN pick up the frags. Device and cajunb have got to move quickly because it's only Xyp9x left to do some damage there. And here we go, Device and cajunb putting the bomb down. Dosia has now spotted the fake.
We've killed Stuart. We've had to get rid of him. We had to wheel him out. But still, it is a 3v3. We'll let Stuart stop dying in the corner as we are seeing finally the T side looking towards that B side. They've got this one set up quite well. CTs have to brute force their way in, and they're doing it. kucher does find cajunb. The reply coming in from Device, however, has even the score again, but that clock is the biggest factor now. You can hear how fast that bomb is ticking. Xyp9x does find AdreN, but still, that's 2 players in a bomb to defuse. kucher is running out of time, and Xyp9x does it again for Dignitas. This is Xyp9x dragging them to the very end here. They've got the first map. He got 3 that round, and they are on 13-9.
Really nice play. Xyp9x got to the round before that as well to win the round as well. So Xyp9x delivering. He does love a little bit of a solo play, and has delivered for him. And you know, you can see why he was on Fnatic. You can see the potential people have long seen in Xyp9x in moments like that. And let's see what they have to offer here. Angel gets himself the frag onto dupreeh. FeTish exchanges in as they'll push through. HellRaisers on an eco pick themselves up 2 frags. They'll be feeling rather chuffed about this thus far. cajunb puts nade down and finishes off the job into AdreN, helps himself to the next, and it's Dosia 1-on-1 against Device. Dosia no gun, but has health. And the nade did minimal damage to Dosia there, putting down 3 points of health. And Device's 14 points of health won't be enough, but he's got an army of nades. And doesn't have the bomb, though. That sat just down to the right, that lovely, shiny, flashy gold bullion that you can see there as Dosia pushes through. you kind of want to see Xyp9x flash the heck, Device flash the heck out of Dosia there, but Dosia's final movement just offset Device, and that's a round HellRaisers had no right to win, and 13-10 gives them another glimmer of hope.
Yeah, and that was quite nicely played from Dosia, actually. I was surprised when he started to push forward. I expected him to kind of play this more passive game. Obviously, he's on the CT side, the bomb was right next to him. But he played it really nicely then, actually. Obviously, trying to just throw off the opponent of Device, as you mentioned. Had that complete barrage of flashes and smokes, but 13-10. You know, it's still very much game on, but I feel that, you know, the T-side are looking so solid here. But then again, at the start, it was the same thing. But maybe this is HellRaisers slowly warming into this half, and this is when they find their footing. But they better hurry up and do it, because Dignitas, you know what they're like. Xyp9x is chomping at the bit to get this one in the bag, and we are seeing the T-side making their way through mid. Kucher playing quite passively, obviously those smokes forcing him back. Angel holding the push rather than the peek, and that's done very nicely there. It does find dupreeh, but it's a little bit overextended. cajunb will punish him for that one, as Dosia now has to deal with the incoming onslaught of the T players. cajunb finding Kucher. Dosia does the damage, but not enough. cajunb still on a roll. That's 3 in the bag for him. Can he find any more? No, FeTish goes down. AdreN did the job on that one. Now it's a 2v2. cajunb and Device against AdreN and markeloff on that B side. cajunb does it again. This could be an ace. Device steals it away, but still 4 in 1 round. The individual performances coming out from Dignitas are astounding. Whether it be Xyp9x, whether it be FeTish, whether it be cajunb, one of them every time can do the damage.
And money system reset at the worst possible time for HellRaisers, having lost 5 in a row, winning that one round. They had to follow up. They had to build some bank, and now they don't. It's 14-10 in favor of Team Dignitas. They're 2 away from victory here, as Dosia and the AWP are doing some damage. FeTish and Xyp9x both picked off. Don't think either team expected, or don't think the Dignitas side expected to be running into an AWP on that A site this round. And it's done a fair amount of damage. Dosia just picking off frags one by one, taking names, taking numbers. Angel's going to go in and get in on the action as well. Device is the last man standing against 3. One of those CT players may be able to come up and pick up that AWP too. And Device finds himself in real trouble. And Dosia has just said, "You shall not pass," going in towards that A site, and has given HellRaisers a real opportunity to get back into this. It's only Device that can save Dignitas now on this round, as he meanders all the way to the back of that A site, looking to see if anyone did bait for that gun. He gets himself the first frag. Angel goes down. Angel, tad predictable. markeloff has the FAMAS now, looking to rattle across. Device has got the AWP. Can he deliver? No, he's actually costing some time there and some positioning, but gets frag number 2 onto Kucher. And you've got to ask, where's markeloff in that time? He's going to get, oh, markeloff still standing somehow, 9 points of health. This would be 1-on-3 for Device. And he gets it. Device finishes off the 1-on-3. Eggs on the crowd, but the question was 1-on-3. Why was he allowed to go 1 by 1 by 1? As the HellRaisers, and Dosia in particular, must be furious that they let that one slip.
My heart goes out to Dosia right now. He played out of his skin then to deny match point. 3 incredible kills. I mean, something you put in a frag movie and you sit there and you watch back every damn day. And then the rest of his team, who had a fully set up site, they had 1 player to take down, completely and utterly choked. Do not get me wrong, Device, solid player, but they had no reason to drop that. And finally, AdreN steps up to the plate, finding cajunb. And this is all they've got now. This is it. Dignitas are on the verge of going through here, whereas the T-side of HellRaisers may have just thrown away their best chance in that last round. But maybe this is what they needed. Maybe this is the rude awakening they had to be given. But there we have it. dupreeh has already found markeloff. We are seeing Kucher finding a reply, but it's a 3v3 now. And looking at the guns, it is drastically in favor of the T side, but still doing damage. dupreeh's doing work, but it's not enough. Angel will hold on for another round. But still, this is not a pretty game for HellRaisers at the moment.
It's not, but they're all in every round. It's actually really captivating to watch.
Yes.
You're just seeing a team of individually talented players just flying by the seat of their pants. And we'll see whether they've got anything to offer here, as they've got to do it 4 more times with a real mixed bag of weapons and nades in this round, up against the Dignitas side, who have got 4 rounds to win the game. As they push in, and you felt for a moment, particularly in that last round, that the strap book had kind of gone out the window, but this time they've sat a little deeper, the HellRaisers side, and they're going to see Kucher get himself frag number 1 onto cajunb. dupreeh looking for vengeance, but they'll have to be patient. what was interesting was kucher getting that frag, allowed him to then pull all the way back out of mid, go over towards the A site and help stack it up, because they feel confident going up against whatever comes onto either site with a 3-on-2, or with a 3-on-3 at A or a 2-on-2 at B. As Device just trying to see whether a pixel will show himself or whether he can line up. Hasn't happened for him yet. Patience of virtue there for Dosia on the bottom end. Nade comes up, Device ever so slightly flash, and that allows Dosia to move, but Dosia has made the wrong move. Picked off by Device once again, and he'll now move in towards that B site. Xyp9x and dupreeh coming behind him. Angel stops him in his tracks. And the Danes will wait once more. FeTish pushing in towards the A site. He is the bait. Here, AdreN will help be the man to find him shortly. The rest of the attack is all coming towards A. AdreN decapitates FeTish, and it's all going on at B. Xyp9x and dupreeh put it down. The HellRaisers side had no idea. They were all at A. And that's a beautiful play from FeTish. May not have got a kill, but certainly did his job regardless. Bought time for dupreeh to go in. He's got himself one. It's a 2-on-3. Xyp9x and dupreeh have a 33 health points between them. And Xyp9x is staring at someone and doesn't know it as he'll pull back. Now it's going to be dupreeh to get another headshot. Picks off one. It's all on Xyp9x. Can he carry them over the line? Xyp9x gets frag number one. He's 1-on-1 versus kucher, and the bomb will tick louder and louder, and Xyp9x will show now! He carries them over the line! Xyp9x for the third round on that T side. Went 1-on-3 and delivered. Beautiful stuff from Dignitas, and the Danes are flying through here into the semi-finals. They will face off against the winner of NIP and Complexity, and they have won in 2 maps. Beautiful stuff.
Absolutely.